Welcome, everybody, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the iRacing Super Stock League Superspeedway Series, sponsored by Fort Worth Screen Printing. Tonight we will be at the virtual Daytona International Speedway in the NASCAR Cup Cars. I'm your announcer, Atlee Atman Weiss, and joining me tonight to call the action is experienced Superspeedway driver Joseph Wright. Hey, Joe, how you doing tonight?
Hey, yeah, man, I'm doing great. Just hanging out here, waiting for this thing to get going, and watching these guys turn some awesome laps. And this new draft model's got me kind of excited for tonight's race.
Right, and we were talking a little bit behind the scenes about how we are excited to see how this new draft model is, because this is both of our first time seeing the new draft model and how it works. So we'll see how these drivers are able to handle it. And before we get too much in the action, I do want to thank tonight's race sponsor, Fort Worth Screen Printing. Since 1997, Fort Worth Screen Printing has provided quality screen printing services to promotional products distributors, marketing firms, advertising agencies, and users throughout the United States. And Fort Worth Screen Printing is actually the official apparel supplier of two big NASCAR teams, Mike Harmon Racing and Rick Ware Racing. Now, if you are in need of a quality screen printed t-shirt, then please look them up on Facebook at Fort Worth Screen Printing, or you can find them online at fwscreen.com. And if you are interested in getting some quality screen printed t-shirts, I've actually put the link to Fort Worth Screen Printing's website in the description. Again, it's fwscreen.com. Now, for those of you who know, if you don't, the format, we got 45 max entries. We got, 35 drivers in the session. So 10 less than the max. Got 5 advancing from qualifying, 2 laps. We got 2 15-lap heats, 10 advance from each heat. And then we got 25 drivers who will be starting our 30-lap feature. So tonight's race is packed with some amazing drivers. Just looking at practice so far, Joe, who do you have your eye on?
You know, I've been passively watching these guys through your broadcast with Dustin Dean, and man, you know, the mains guys are always the guys to beat. So it's hard to not pull for them, even though you look at the practice times and they may not be at the top of the board, but those guys usually get it done toward the end. I don't know. I'm gonna go on a whim, and I'm gonna go with Hensley. I like the number 3 tonight.
I mean, let's see. I'm going to probably go for, he has not turned a time in practice yet, but I'm going to honestly go for Raymond Ridenour, the second in that 87. He's been fast all season long, but he hasn't gotten a win yet, so we'll see if he can get that monkey off his back tonight here at Talladega. Excuse me, we're racing at Talladega. I said we're racing at Daytona. We're actually racing at Talladega Superspeedway, which I do prefer Talladega over Daytona just because the action's a little bit more exciting. But there is a look at our track conditions. 78 degrees Fahrenheit air temperature, 54% humidity, partly cloudy, 2 miles per hour wind, and the track is going to be very, very slick today here at Talladega. 126 degrees Fahrenheit is the track temperature. So again, it's going to be very, very slick out there.
Yeah, slick out of super speedway, loose is fast. I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it, man. I'm gonna go with it's gonna be exciting. We have a new draft model. People are gonna be trying things they would have tried in the past and it didn't work, but are going to work. The side draft, as I'm sure a lot of people have seen on the forums and even practiced in the race, the side draft does work. It'll be interesting to see who can really hook up with each other and who can't. Are the Groover brothers in here tonight?
The Groovers are not. I can see why you said that. I can see why you said that. No, the Groovers aren't in the race, but we got qualifying up right now, and qualifying is very, very important because you won't have to deal with the hecticness of the heat races if you finish in the top 5 in qualifying. It can give you a time to sit back, relax, and you can also do some film study and see, who might be a good drafting partner, who might not be a good drafting partner, who to be with on the track, who to avoid, that kind of stuff. So Qualifying is always very, very important here in the iSSL Superspeedway Series. We got Hunter Parsons. He's got to win this season. 22-year-old from Green Bay, and we're just gonna switch to different drivers, and we got the driver information up, so you can maybe learn a little bit about some of the drivers. Got Matt D. Horton, Andrew Navarro. And we normally do pay a little bit more attention to the drivers who have filled out their information. And I will say, if we do have anybody who races in a league that's broadcasted by Intensity Broadcasting, make sure to go to sdk.co and fill out your driver information. So then you can be like John Ernst, and you can actually have some information about yourself on the broadcast. Again, make sure to go. I think it's www.sdk.co.uk/driver information. And again, you'll get some information, your age, where your hometown is, and some other facts about yourself on the broadcast.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. You see some guys with some really cool haircuts. I like those. Those are my favorite thing to see. You get their pictures in there with some sweet mullets. And yeah, but Pete Polini from Sands, Michigan, age 20. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Picture of his car, but of course you can be like Matt Knights and put a picture of your raccoon, even though Matt Knights does not have a raccoon.
Old Petey.
Oh, Petey, yep. But, well, it looks like we got some drivers hopping on the board. Andrew Navarro is on the top right now with a 51.96. Here's Malik Ray on the screen right now. Everybody get on the board. Tyler Gentry gets a good time. Oh, Garrett Maines gets to the top of the board now with a 51.96. Oh my gosh, I just realized. So Malik Ray, he's in the session right now. He actually won the eNASCAR iRacing Pro Series opener at Daytona.
Yep, he did.
Last year.
And he used to, back in the day, he used to race with us in FND as well. So he's no stranger to super speedways, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just now realized that he's actually like a big iRacer. So that's actually really cool that he is in the session. But I did mention earlier, Garrett Maines, he is on the top of the board. Now it did come to the thousandths of a second between him and Andrew Navarro, both teammates at CGE. And it's like Garrett Maines had the faster time going to the thousandths of a second. Like Malik, he gets the 22nd on the board for his first lap. Thomas McGinn and John Ernst, he's slowing down. He got to 14th on the board for now. Pretty much the entire field has gotten on the board. We've still got Matthew T. Lee, William H. Scott Jr. Oh, Malik Ray improves greatly on his second lap. Gets to third on the board with a 51.97. Crystal King. She gets to fifth on the board. There's Jabo. Gets to fourth on the board with a 51.99.
And Batello's been pretty good as well throughout the series as well, right, Ant-Man?
Right. He is, like, up there in points. He's third in points. So, I mean, he's been a consistent top three finisher. There's John Garrett, 51.96 in that Fort Worth screen printing car.
So do we have three cars? Yeah, we have three cars with the same exact lap time. The top three, 51.96.
So
and fourth, Malik Ray, 51.97.
So they're the top four are within like almost the thousandth of a second within each other. The top three at least is within a thousandth of each other. Let's see, 51.96 is the fastest, and then 53.61 is the slowest. So only 2 seconds separate the entire field. And of course, Raymond Ridonor, that was his first lap, and a lot of times drivers do improve on their second lap. We got Christian Sanford on track right now. Matthew T. Lee gets to the top of the board. Now we have 4 drivers in the 51.96, but again, comes down to the thousandth of a second, and Matthew T. Lee gets to the top of the board. Jabo gets knocked out of the top 5. Here we got Raymond Ridonor the second, my pick for the win. I think he might have missed the last race. So good to see him back. And will he improve on his second lap? He does. To the top of the board. And, like, he is 0.04 faster than all those drivers who had 51.96. He gets a 51.92. Malik Ray goes bye-bye out of the top 5. So now he'll have to get in through heat races.
So I wonder a couple of things. I know I saw some notes in the notes too, man, that said that they changed some of the settings. So if you set it to strict as the host for
Qualifying.
Yeah, for qualifying and stuff like that. I wonder what that changes with people's racing lines as well, and how they do this thing. So
now I will say at this time we would like to take a moment to listen to the singing of our national anthem performed by Jordan Dean.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Jordan, for the beautiful performance of the national anthem. And we look back, and everybody has set a qualifying time. Got 36 drivers officially in the race. The top 5 who will be advancing into the feature is going to be Raymond Ridonor II, Matthew T. Lee, Garrett Maines, Andrew Navarro, and John Garrett. The rest of the drivers will be racing in through heat races. So if your favorite driver was one of the names that I mentioned, they won't be in the heat races. But if I didn't mention your favorite driver's name, then they will have to get in through heat races. So here's stressful. And yep, thank you, John Ernst, for sharing the stream. And that's a reminder, make sure to share the stream, as it's going to give exposure to the league, the drivers, and the sponsor. And who knows, you might have someone on your friends list that really, really enjoys racing and might enjoy Intensity Broadcasting's content. And make sure also that invite a friend button if you have a friend on your friends list who really, really likes racing, and you think they might like Intensity Broadcasting's content. That is specifically on Facebook, I do want to point out. You can't do that on YouTube or Twitch, so. And yes, they have the new pace car as the pace car for the field, so that's good. But take a look at our starting grid for heat race number 1. We got Christian Sanford on the pole with a 51.972. Justin Metello will be starting second. Colton J. Harvey third. Matt D. Horton fourth. And then rounding out your top 5, it's Jason Nethery. Pete Pellini starting 6th. Thomas McGinn 7th. Outside of him, got Corey L. Taylor. Matthew Baker starts 9th. And then Jason D. Maines rounds out your top 10. You got Dustin McGinnis starting 11th. John Ernst 12th.
Yep, and then 13th, you got William H. Scott Jr. 14th is going to be Brian Hubble. 15th, Justin Yee. And last, 16th spot's going to be Andrew Hansley the 4th.
We got a pretty stout field for the heat race. We're getting set to go green. And again, the top 10 from this heat race will be advancing to the feature race, while 6 drivers will be packing their bags home. And again, these drivers did have to pay $25 to get into this race, but of course, that means nothing compared to the amazing prize on this. I'm not sure, the payouts that I have is with a full field of 45 drivers. Normally, first place prize is $300, but it might be, it'll still be a good payout. But here we go. We got the new pace car leading the field. Again, Christian Sanford on the bottom, Justin Metello on the top.
Pretty stoked for it, man. It's been a while since I called a super speedway race. I think the last one I called was this Super Speedway Kings race, so it'll be cool to get in the booth here and call this one with you guys tonight.
Yep, I mean, it's a whole nother feeling calling a super speedway race to, say, comparing a short track race or a dirt race. So I'm excited for it. We're getting set again for heat race number 1. Got the chance to make it to the feature on the line, and we're waiting on Mr. Bodine to pull in. There we go. Pace car pulls in. You gonna say, Joe?
I was gonna say, I wonder what people think that car is. Looks like a BMW to me, but
Yep. Here we say the Volkswagen Jetta. I don't know. It's not branded, so everybody, all the car manufacturers are happy, but I don't know if the iRacing community's happy. Who knows? Give us your opinion in the comments. But here we go. Green flag is out here at Talladega Superspeedway for 15 laps, and Christian Sanford getting a great jump on the start, gets clear of Justin Metello, but sometimes getting a big gap between you and everybody else can be a curse because they can get a good run and just fly right past you.
yeah, and you're going to see these guys. I think they're going to line up here, especially for the front. Not going to take any risks right away, but those guys that are at the back trying to race their way into this thing, those are you guys taking those chances here later in this run, and these guys are going to have to throw down some blocks, especially with that side draft. I've heard that the bottom line is the place to be, even with the side draft being an issue.
Well, looks like, oh, there goes somebody to the top, but again, everybody's running that bottom line as you mentioned, so looks like everything that you said is coming into play here. For now, we might see some drivers get a little bit antsy and move up to the top, like Justin Metello.
It looks like he's trying to get some help from behind here. I don't know if it's going to work, but this is definitely the time, if you're going to try it, to do it. Figure it out. Keep yourself up front here. And you see that little pull of that side draft, and he's being able to kind of do it by himself. You kind of have to drag the brake here if you're the 20 car, try to get back to that front bumper and maybe get a 2-car run. And that's why the 28, you saw him there, that closing rate was pretty fast. I think he was dragging the brake to get back to the 30 here. And now 30 is going to give him a little bit of a push. We'll see if the 30 makes a move here coming off the corner.
Here comes some help on the top for Justin Metello and the 88. Who's that? That's the 15 of Dustin McGinnis, and then could not see the other driver Jabo, he goes down to the bottom in front of Jason D. Main, so now the 88 is the leader of the high side.
And man, I'm hearing in the chat some of these guys are a little bit nervous getting up on somebody right now. They're not used to it. They're feeling a little bit different with the way that they're pushing. So look for people to be a little bit cautious here, especially knowing it's a money race and they want to be there for the main.
Right. I mean, that's what you got to remember. You have to finish first if you want to finish first. Shall see what happens. We saw somebody go up there in the, oh my gosh, somebody just wrecked entering pit road. That was the 88 of Matt D. Horton. I don't know why he was entering pit road, but he gets back on the track.
Did he get turned onto pit road, man?
He might have gotten turned. Let's actually take a look at the replay.
There's a lot of times coming off of 4 that'll happen. That's what it looks like there, yeah.
We'll get replay up on that. Yeah, it looks like he got turned by the car behind him. I'm not sure who that is. Let's see.
And that's a tough thing about racing in these heat races. One little boo-boo or mistake there and cost you your entire night and your money there.
Yeah,
so the 88 sliding, does he hit the wall? I think he does get the wall here. Yeah, it's probably going to end his night without a caution.
He's on the track right now, and he's not a lap down. So, like you said though, we need a caution if he wants any chance to get back in contention for the race. But we look back up front, still single file for the most part. We see every so often some drivers peak up there. There goes Justin Botello to the top, but then he's just gonna go back down. Like you said, just everybody's nervous with the new draft package. I mean, it does kind of remind me of the, like, for example, the Daytona 500 where the final 15 to, like, 10 laps were done single file until we saw the whole Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano thing.
And, yeah, man, I don't know if you're getting a run here, if you team up on that guy up front, is he going to block? Those are all things that you have to take into consideration here. And I think, if you're the 30 and the 34 and you really want to make a run at that thing, you got to work together to go around the 28. But again, it's the heat race. They're already locked in. As long as nobody's on their outside, I'm comfortable riding second or third.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you want to save your stuff. But I don't know. We saw like a wreck in the second heat race on like the final lap where the front portion of the field wrecked right as we were getting to the line. Never know what's gonna happen. We continue to ride. We see somebody up on the top right now. That's like that's the 27 of Thomas McGinn running that high side, and he's gonna try to help pick up Jabo. I don't know, there's some big separation between those two. Yeah. I mean, again, we still stay single file.
I think it's going to be a lot like what you see in real life. These guys have something to lose right now, right? Real NASCAR drivers, they have millions of dollars and a team and a sponsorship to hold on to. These guys got their money to hang on to right now, and they have to make it into the main if they want a chance at the purse. So, riding single file, not a bad idea.
Let's see some contact between the 15, I believe that was the 64. 64 falls in behind. He was trying to push Justin Botello, who's really been the only one that's tried to work that top.
He has to, right? Because he has to be in the top 10, right?
Right. He's in 12th right now. So.
Yeah, and so if you're 11th on back, I mean, minus Horton because he's a lap down now, but from 11th to 15th, you have your work cut out for you. You need to do something here. 5 laps to go. You better start working on it because I don't see these guys letting you get by real easily.
I will say I am a little bit worried for Andrew Hansen in 4th because right now he's 20 seconds behind the leaders. So unless we see a caution, he's gonna be in trouble. But looks like Justin Metello, I do want to mention, he's currently our biggest faller of the race, not named Matt D. Horton. He has fallen 8 positions, started the race in 2nd, and as soon as he tried to run that high side, he immediately fell all the way behind. And by the way, though, Justin Metello has gotten into the top 10. One thing I'm going to be looking for is we might see some island hopping. See the 88 try to go up there to the top. Matt D. Horton, he is a lap down, but he did fall in behind with the leaders just so he could help push. We do see like another pack behind Justin Metello led by Justin Yee. All the way back here, you got Justin Yee, Dustin McGuinness, William. Oh my gosh! The 15 in the wall. Dustin McGuinness. Let's check it out. So Justin Yee goes down, 15 goes up, and I guess he didn't think, I guess he thought he was clear of the 8, but he slid across the nose right into the wall. Let's check that out again. Again, Justin Yee goes down. I think maybe the 8 was trying to go down. He just made some contact with the 15. But since it was a minor incident and it was a 1-car wreck, race control did not throw the caution. And Dustin McGuinness is in pit road right now. Try to get that damage fixed, and that's definitely going to hurt his chances on making it to the feature. The front pack is starting to run away. I mean, as soon as you get out of the draft, there's no coming back. As you see with Justin Yee. By the way, we're under 5 laps to go.
Man, it's so interesting to see guys fall off the back like that and so fast. Interesting.
There's Dustin McGuinness. He's about to go a lap down again, involved in that incident. Now, pretty much since we got a 3-second gap between Justin Yee and Brian Hubble, here's what they need to do. If the top 10 can just keep it clean and not wreck, all 10 of them are going to make it into the feature. Right, I mean, I don't know why you would try to play hero when if you can just keep it clean, you can make it to the feature, the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no sense at this point. I mean, unless there was an incentive for winning this one, but I don't think there is.
No. There is no point. I don't think there's any bonus points or
I did see the 34 a little bit loose off of 2 there. That's kind of concerning because he had nobody around him and he almost turned it. The Netherly.
Keep an eye out. And again, last I checked, track temperature was 126 degrees, so it's a very slick track right now. And there also is like a big bump at Talladega in the front straightaway. That could have been what he hit. 2 to go. And they are actually catching lap traffic. Who is that? That is... I'm not sure who that is that they're catching. But regardless, they were gonna lap him. Lap down. That's Horton again going about. Well, there's 2 88s on the track. I don't know. Pretty sure that's Horton though. But final lap, again, if the top 10 can just keep it clean, they're going to make it into the feature. If anybody tries to play hero, I don't think they should, just because it'll hurt them. Hope. If everybody can keep it clean, then Christian Sanford most likely will get the win, unless somebody can try to cleanly pass him. Colton J. Harvey in second. I don't know. Yep. Christian Sanford takes the win, and Brian Hubble gets that final transfer spot. So Thomas McGinn, William H. Scott Jr., Justin Yee, Andrew Hansley IV, Dustin McGinnis, and Matt D. Horton will not be making it to the feature. Brian Hubble gets that final transfer spot. I'm glad they kept, even if it was a little bit boring seeing them just go single file, I'm glad that they were able to keep it clean just so they were able to make it to the feature. Smart decision by everyone. Here we go. We're gridding for our second heat race. Got Malik Ray on the pole with a 51.973. Heath Snyder will be starting second. Crystal King third. Chris Whitaker fourth. And then rounding out your top five, we got Colin Willems. Hunter Parsons starts sixth. Brandon Gagnon seventh. Tyler Gentry eighth. Then we got Ron Morse Jr. ninth. And then outside of him, we have William Ganem. Travis Paul starts 11th. Nolan Abramson starts 12th. Shane Hensley 13th. Got Pedro Ramos 14th. And then Austin Trombley starts last but not least. There we go. We're now pacing, getting set for... Wait, what happened? It's like Colin Willems got in a little wreck while we were under pace. We'll try to find what happened to him. So he spun the tires there, getting going. I don't know, it doesn't matter. We are back to the present. Look, again, Malik Ray on the bottom. Heath Snyder on the top. Keep in mind, Malik Ray won the first race season opener for the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series last season. Got a lot of skill here at the Superspeedway, so watch out for him. Now, I do want to remind everyone, though, that this is a fixed setup league. So everybody has the same setup. The only things that you can change are steering ratio and, I believe, brake bias. So, just keep that in mind. Here we go, getting set to go back green. Pace car pulls in. A lot of times the second heat race is a lot more action-packed than the first one. You shall see, and already... Green flag is out here at Talladega Superspeedway, and already everybody gets single file once again. Getting a good start is the 11 of Malik Ray. There we go. We see everyone get single file just like last time. Yep. As we look back, everyone is on that bottom once again. looks like we see somebody running that third lane. Who is that? No, he's just going up there because he's in the back, but looks like William Ganem in that 071 is beginning to follow behind from the leaders. He's 0.9 seconds behind Ron Morse Jr. in 8th. Bucky's machine. Yep, he's now fallen down to a second behind the 76 of Ron Morse Jr.
And we saw it in the last race, that man. You lose that draft, you're out of luck here.
Right. So I think, I don't know, maybe. Yep, I think he's gonna be out of luck there trying to get back. He's gonna be hoping for a caution. But if he stays in 9th place, he will still transfer him and Tyler Gentry, who's the car in that line behind them. It looks like Ron Morse Jr. may be potentially falling off as well. No, he's catching back up to Chris Whitaker. So far, it's pretty much the same as heat race number 1. Everybody running that low line, sticking it on the bottom. Whoa, looks like we're too wide. It looks that's the 17 of Colin Willems on that high side. Yeah, he got shuffled out. He's gonna try to pull in behind Ron Morse Jr. Yep, he does. Hopefully he'll be able to stick with that lead pack. We'll wait to see if anybody else is going to try to make it work on the high side. But I mean, again, we'll just see if they're going to keep it clean. But it looks like we do have a shout out. Cassie Willems says, "Let's go, Colin." He currently is in 8th place in the top 10. So if the race ends right now, he's going to be making it to the feature. There you see he goes to the outside, trying to make it work. Let's see if maybe somebody else goes up there to join him. Now, William Ganem in 9th is now 2 seconds behind that lead pack. So, falling way more and more behind. Now 10 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway. And again, same thing as last time, keeping it single file. Oh, we got a few drivers going down there on the apron. It's like the 83. Here's a look at the cockpit cam of Crystal King. She's in 3rd right now.
Oh, the 83 went around there.
What? Brandon Gagnon. And he's falling like a rock. Ouch. I'll have to check that out and see what happened to him.
And he saved it. He didn't hit anything, but
Alright. Looks like that was actually right behind Crystal King, who we were on board with, but looks like we saw some bump drafting gone wrong with Hunter Parsons. Just hits the 83 where he might not have liked to have been hit there, just sends the 83 around. Boom. Joe just goes around. Where'd he go?
Yeah, tough break for Gagnon. He's sitting all the way back in the 14th spot, so he's gonna have his work cut out for him here. Hoping for a caution, I'm sure, at this point.
Right. Well, some other drivers who are hoping for a caution are those the drivers that are off the pace from the lead pack. William Ganem, Tyler Gentry, Nolan Abramson, Travis Paul, Pedro Ramos. So they're also hoping for a caution just so they can get back with the lead pack. There goes someone to the high side. But yeah, right, I don't think it was on purpose.
And I'm seeing a lot of side drafting going wrong here. It's wild to watch, and sometimes it's scary. See people twitching left and right. But those cars behind them, if they don't get grouped up here up front, they might be able to catch them here.
Right.
As now they're only 1.8 back, that second group from that top group.
I don't know though. It's gonna take a miracle for them to get back up there.
If these guys keep messing around and shuffling people out, that difference in speed is gonna cost them. They are opening the gap now up to almost 2 seconds, 1.96 right now.
Now, I have noticed the cars seem a little bit more unstable than normal.
Yeah, and I think that's by design with the Cup cars, that man here at Superspeedways. They did say that the draft is a little bit more or a little bit less stable, both pushing and being pushed. And so, risk versus reward, I think.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see what happens. You're at Talladega Superspeedway. Next time by, it's going to be 5 to go.
They caught him by a 10th in the last lap. We'll see. I guess they're opening back up. Must just be the different parts of the track there.
Again, I don't know what those
At the line, it's 1.98, so we'll check it next time by.
Okay. But right, if they do keep, experimenting with the side draft, that might slow them down a little bit.
The other part of this is the real race is actually in that second pack, man, because we only have 7 drivers in the lead pack, so the top 3 from that second pack are going to win or are going to advance.
That is true. So
really, the race isn't these top cars; it's the guys behind them.
Let's actually watch what's going on right here. You got William Ganem in 8th, Tyler Gentry in 9th, and then Nolan Abramson in 10th. So those front 3 cars, race ends right now. They are going to make it to the feature. But let's see if the drivers behind them, Travis Paul, Pedro Ramos, and Shane Hensley, is going to have anything for them. And we'll also watch and see if they can catch back up to the lead pack. I don't think they will, but we'll see.
Yeah, they lost him by almost a 10th there on that lap. So, and you can see there's some guys racing back there. You got 3 wide, 1 on the apron there.
So it looks like Abramson fell behind there, lost that transfer spot to Travis Paul, but it looks like Shane Hensley has fallen off pace from those guys. And so has Abramson and Pedro Ramos. So if they keep on falling behind, then Travis Paul is going to get that final transfer spot. Right, and if they keep on racing side by side, they're not gonna like gain any ground. Yeah, they're falling way back. So Travis Paul, he's in 10th. He's all the way up in front of them. So if he can keep it clean, he's gonna get that final transfer spot. Unless we see a wreck up in that lead pack in front of them, that might.
Yeah, I mean,
it could shuffle
the
somebody.
way that they're pushing here for third place, he just shuffled him out now. They're too wide for third.
That's Crystal King on the outside.
And she got shuffled out. I don't know if it was by accident or by design, but
Dang.
she's losing touch here with the front now as she drops back off the 76. Ron Morris Jr. by 0.15. We'll see. She's tucked back up now, so she should be good.
Yep, and final lap. So Travis Paul is currently in 10th. He's got that final transfer spot, and the next contending car is 3 seconds behind him. So if he can keep it clean, he's going to get that final transfer spot.
It's just so interesting that there's no outside line, nobody trying it. I mean, I get it. I mean, maybe they're waiting for the main event, so.
Right, I mean, I can understand that. You're trying to save their stuff. They're trying to make it to the feature. Paid $25. Might as well get your money's worth by making it to the feature. Here goes the 76 to the high side. Ron Morris Jr. Yeah, but normally, I mean, we see 3 wide racing, bumping, banging in these heat races, so this is not normal racing here in the iSSL Superspeedway Series. So I do think it's because of the new package.
Yeah, definitely a different feel throughout that entire both of those heat races. So it'll be interesting to see what people can do in a full pack of cars, and how massive the runs are, if they are at all.
So here we go. We're grinning for our 30-lap feature. And there we see our top 5 that didn't race in the heat races as they advanced to the feature. But got Raymond Ritter-Nor II with a scorching time of 51.920. He is starting on the pole. Matthew T. Lee will be starting second. Garrett Maines third. Andrew Navarro outside of him. And then John Garrett rounding out your top 5. Christian Sanford in 6th, Malik Ray 7th. Outside of him, we got Colton J. Harvey, Heath Snyder 9th, and then rounding out your top 10, it's Jason Nethery. Hunter Parsons will be starting 11th, Corey L. Taylor 12th. The 13th is Colin Willems, 14th, Pete Pellini, and then rounding out your top 15, Chris Whitaker, Matthew Baker 16th, Ron Morris Jr. 17th. Outside of him, going to be Jason D. Maines, Crystal King starting 19th, and then John Ernst starting 20th. We got William Ganim starting 21st, Justin Metello 22nd, Tyler Gentry 23rd, Brian Hubble 24th, and then Travis Paul starting last but not least. So there we go. They're off. We're starting to pace here at Talladega Superspeedway. And again, there's that track information. 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 53% humidity, partly cloudy, 2 miles per hour wind speed. And again, slick track. 127 degrees Fahrenheit is the track temperature here in Talladega, Alabama.
It's going to be an awesome race, man, and I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be quite interesting, the different strategies on how people decide to push or not to push, and maybe a green flag run, right?
Now, one thing I'm going to be looking for is watch the CGE drivers, Matthew T. Lee, Garrett Maines, Andrew Navarro. He's not in there, but I think maybe Pete Pellini, I don't know, but watch for them to try to get together and run away with it. Specifically, T. Lee, Garrett Maines, and Andrew Navarro. Oh yeah, Pete Polini's in the CGE car, so he's also with them. Thank you, Michael Jeans, for following. We are on the road to 2,000 followers, so make sure to follow us on Facebook. And also, we're still on the road to 1,000 on YouTube and Twitch, so also make sure to check us out on there. There goes the pace car onto pit road, the pace sedan. That sounds weird. Nope, I'm not calling it the pace sedan. I've actually gotten a notification that Michael Jeans, Jeffrey Allen Robbins, and Margaret and David Adamson all have followed. So thank you to all those people for following since the broadcasting on Facebook. But we are green flag racing here at Talladega Superspeedway, and still side by side for the lead. Oh, Matthew T. Lee goes down to the bottom, and the 2 of Andrew Navarro is now the leader of that high side. Garrett Maines goes up to the high side. Matthew T. Lee goes up to the high side. Then all of them go down. Now we got the 30 of Colton J. Harvey as the leader of the high side. Oh, we're seeing a lot of shifting, moving around in the middle of the pack. That is not where you want to be right now. John Garrett thinking about going up there to the high side. Yep, he does. He's now the new leader of the high side. See if him and the 30 machine can get anything done up there. Looks like we see we're 3 wide as somebody tried to do something in the middle. Oh my, all right, there we go. Get everything figured out. We're still 3 wide. Hunter Parsons, 43 of Jason Maines, Pete Polini, they're all 3 wide. Goodness gracious. Figure it out. Man. See the 11 thinking about going up there. Oh, we see contact.
All right, man.
Colin Willems, Matthew Baker. First caution flag is out. Man, big wreck. See tons of cars involved. Ouch. Go ahead and try to find that incident right there. It looks like, yep, we'll rewind a little bit. So watch that 5 of Matthew Baker. I don't know who. Yeah, I think he might have got a little bit loose there in the turn, and that sent him down to the bottom into Colin Willems. Or he may have thought that he was clear. Yeah, I think he thought he was clear and just came in and clipped that 17 machine. But then Colin Willems gets into Hunter Parsons, Nethery involved, Brian Hubble, John Ernst, Justin Metello turning left in praise. He maybe gets through it. There goes 76, Ron Morris Jr. Oh my gosh, we see. Now they get involved in something. The 36 gets in the air for a little bit. Goodness. Yeah, the 76 of Ron Morse Jr. just gets in it. Yeah, he thought he was clear. Yep, so there he goes. He turns left to the apron. Yep, thinks he's clear. There you see Justin Metello getting a little bit squirrely in front of him. Boom. He just starts going around. Of course, we can't see his mirror. That would normally be on the top of his screen. We don't know if he could see it or not. See a bunch of people on pit road right now getting the damage fixed. Hunter Parsons, Brian Hubble, Jason Nethery, Coriel Taylor, Jason Maines, Chris Whitaker, all are on pit road right now. There you see Coriel Taylor getting off of pit road. But look up front, and it looks like Matthew T. Lee was the leader when the caution flag came out. Go ahead and do a little field, go through the field, see where your favorite driver currently is. What? What is he doing? Sweet, yep, we did get to see the new pace car, you're right. Andrew Navarro in the 7Cs, Christian Sanford, Lee Gray, Pete Polini, John Garrett, Snyder. Yeah, make sure to give your favorite driver a shout out if you're rooting for someone, or make sure to make your picks. Like maybe you might be able to predict the winner. Ron Morris Jr., Crystal King, Travis Paul, William Ganem, Mr. Hunter Parsons. Yep. Couple races ago, he started the race in the back, and he made his way all the way up the front and won. Colin Willems. Then we got Matthew Baker. And we see Brian Hubble's on pit road right now. Jason Nethery's trying to catch back up to the field. Then we got Chris Whitaker on pit road. I believe he's retired for the race. Yeah, he's not looking so good. He's been in the pits for 2 minutes now, about to be 3 minutes. So I think he may have retired for this one. You're about to go back green flag racing here at Talladega Superspeedway. Again, we're going to have Matthew Cheeley on the bottom, Raymond Ridenour the second on the top. Go. Just continuing to wait for the pace car to pull in. Here he goes down to the bottom. By the way, we do have 25 laps left to go here in this race. Very short one, 30 laps. Here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
There we go. Green flag is back out, and Garrett Maines drops to the bottom, and him and Matthew T. Lee just hook up, and they just run away from the rest of the field, though. That could be a curse, though, because the people behind them can just group up and fly right by them. Here goes Raymond Rittenor, the second, finally catching up to that back bumper of Garrett Maines. We do see someone on the high side. That's Heath Snyder in the 29 machine. He's up there. Looks to be all alone. Next driver up there. Yeah, he's going to move down to the bottom. I think everybody's doing that whole single file thing again.
Yeah, after that big one, man, it's a little bit more cautious now.
Right, because, I mean, you don't want to ruin your stuff. We saw Chris Whitaker involved in that one. Oh, he's back out on the track now, but his car was completely tore up. So you don't want to end up, because, again, had to pay $25, and you want to be there in the end. Looks like Pete Polini went out to the outside. I don't think he did that on his own doing, and that just forced him to the back of the pack. And again, keep this in mind, if you want to finish first you have to finish.
First you must finish. That is correct, man. And, you know, 22 laps to go here, and, you know, they're racing, but they're being careful. We'll see. It looks like the outside line's starting to get a little thing going now. Let's see what can happen here.
There they go. We see a bunch of people. Heath Snyder, Malik Ray, John Garrett, Justin Metello, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get anything done. I just now realized there's a whole nother pack behind these leaders that we're looking at, starting with Jason D. Maines. They're 2 seconds behind them. Yeah, all the leaders need to get organized. Right, the back portion from, let's say, Heath Snyder to Justin Metello, they need to get organized. Heath Snyder sucking back up to the 7. Pete Polini, who's far behind from Heath Snyder. There you see a glimpse of that backpack led by Jason Maines. Jason Maines, Hunter Parsons are all back there. I think they're expecting another wreck. It looks like Malik Ray has fallen behind from Pete Polini. He's a second behind. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch back up to them.
Maybe Malik's just trying to stay safe. Maybe he doesn't like what he says. Right.
It does look a little bit dicey up there. I could see why Malik Ray is just chilling out back here. Like we have 20 laps to go officially on the board. And it looks like the leaders may be catching a lap car. Yep, Malik Ray just keeps falling more and more and more back. But I mean, it seems like a pack of 3 or 4 might have been able to catch back up. I don't know. Now, I do think maybe that other backpack, led by Jason Maines, might begin to catch up to Justin Metello and them, and they might group up. There they go. There's a look at that pack.
You know, leaders are coming up on a lap car here, but he's going to stay super high for him as race control lets him know that the leaders are coming. And they single file up now.
That's the respectful thing to do, but looks like the gap between Jason Maines and then those people that they're catching, it's actually starting to shrink. A tiny bit. Little by little, inch by inch. That lap car who they passed was the 12 of Chris Whitaker. Able to fall in line with them, so I think maybe Justin Botello and them will pick them up. But I mean, week after week, we've seen Matthew Teeley and Garrett Maines get with each other with Matthew as the pusher, but I think they maybe tried to work it out, so this time Garrett Maines is going to be the pusher. Matthew Teeley is the front of the train this time. Now, Matthew Teeley, he does have a win this year. I don't think they're doing it just so they can get him a win, but Matthew Teeley, he has 1 win, while Garrett Maines has 2, so I think they're going to try to get him another win. Who knows, though? On the last lap, we might just see Garrett Maines jump out. There's a look at Matthew Lee's cockpit cam. Looks like he's catching the lap car right now. Like, it's crazy. Like, they caught Jason Nethery when I first mentioned them in at least 30 seconds, and looks like Jason Nethery almost got blindsided, but he was still able to move up and avoid them. But we're at the halfway mark right now. Let's go ahead and pump up the intensity so you can hear the sounds and sights of the racetrack. Yo. Welcome back after that pump up the intensity. We all enjoyed that, but as we look back, nothing really changed. Matthew Teeley still is in the lead. Garrett Maines still is in second, and we're still single file with 13 laps to go. They've just gone by a lap car, Ron Morris Jr. Like I said, I mean, there's still single file, still just chilling on that bottom. And
yeah, I mean, 12 laps to go now. A big breakaway at the front here. You got 9 cars, I think, right? Yeah, 9 cars all by themselves. And if they're smart, their best chance of this is the last lap of the race, making something happen and just going for it. But as you can see here, somebody's not patient. They're going to take a jump out and see what they can do by themselves.
I can't exactly see who that is that went to the outside, but here we take a look at the pack after the leaders. They're about 6 seconds behind, and the leaders are choosing to run the bottom. These guys are running against the wall right now.
It makes you wonder if that top line is faster here, man. In real life, it is. We'll see what they can do with it here. I haven't heard any race chat about it, but
See if they might be able to pick up the 76 of Ron Morris Jr. There goes some of the leaders to the bottom of the track. I mean, no, not the leaders. The leaders of the far behind pack, the second pack. And they go now to the bottom. They're just, they're experimenting to see what works. Now it's officially. Yeah, they're not gaining, they're falling. Oh! Might have seen a little bit of contact there. I thought the 66 was going to go around, but he stays okay. He's still good here. We're now officially 10 laps to go. Next time by, about to be 9. So we're within 10 laps. It's go time for some of the drivers that might have been trying to avoid a wreck. They're going to need to try to find a way to get back up front or just, hope for a caution. There's Tyler Gentry to the high side. Trying to make it work up there. Let's see if anybody else goes up there to join him. Nope, he's just going to pull back in behind Pete Polini. Looks like they are actually catching a lap car. But just to look back at that pack that we were talking about earlier, the second pack, they're still falling down to 8 seconds. Fallen to 9. So they're not gaining. So they're really all they're gonna need is the hope for a caution. Here they go by lap car Jason Nethery. You can see his engine. Looking like a modified almost. I mean, from the heat races to the actual race, we haven't seen anyone make it work on that second line. And then, I mean, this is probably, despite that one caution, this is the cleanest racing I've ever seen in the iSSL Superspeedway Series. Only one caution, like with the heat races and the actual race combined. So again, cleanest race I've ever seen personally with the iSSL Superspeedway Series. I mean, I don't think they don't want to go by. I just think they can't make it work up there. I mean, we've seen people try, but they immediately fall back. And speaking of trying to make it work up there, we see the 30 car of Colton J. Harvey move up to the high side. Look, he immediately just starts falling back. And there he goes, falls back in behind the 7 machine. 6 laps to go now. Let's see if I'm watching to see maybe if the 7 of Tyler Gentry and the 30 of Colton J. Harvey might try to make it work on that high side. There goes the 77 of Pete Polini up to the top. Yeah, he's side drafting the 29, I think. There goes Tyler Gentry back up to the high side. I think the 30's gonna give him some help. We're 5 laps to go now. Now it's really go time for anyone that might have been holding back because of the wreck. Come on, Pete Polini, get up there. If Pete Polini can get up there, we might see a fully functional, but then the 7 goes down to the bottom. Or Pete Polini goes down to the bottom, and that just ended that try. I mean, this looks exactly like the Daytona 500. Four to go. Look back up front still. Matthew T. Lee in the lead. He's got Garrett Maines behind him. And the gaps are bigger between everybody. There's like at least half a car length between Matthew T. Lee and Garrett Maines. And it's expanding there.
Yeah, in the 04 now, just continuing to lead this thing, Matthew T. Lee. And like you said, I think Garrett Maines is going to probably take this thing home.
I think, I don't know though. I think Garrett Maines might be content pushing Matthew T. Lee. We've seen Matthew T. Lee behind Garrett Maines in the same situation that Garrett is in right now, and he's pushed him to the window. I don't know. We might see Garrett Maines jump out to the top on like in turn 4. We'll see. Because we're now 3 laps to go.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
They are. Oh, caution's out. What in the world?
Caution is
Malik
out.
Ray. Let's see. So, ooh. So we saw some bump drafting go wrong right there.
Man, they were working hard to get back to the front there, at man, and he just got underneath of him. I don't know. I think a lot of the field is probably excited about that, but that top pack not excited about it at all.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, 2 people mainly is Matthew T. Lee and Garrett Maines. They did not want to see that happen. So here we go. So the 20th, Patello's just giving him a hard push. Just, yep, get a little off center. I mean, just even if you get only a little bit off center, that can turn the car right around. But I mean, it was only like a single car incident. I'm very, very surprised that race control threw the caution. We did see another incident kind of like this in the heat race, and the caution wasn't thrown. I mean, besides Malik Ray, nobody else was involved. But we look back and I think we're going to see our first green-white checkered attempt right here. We do have 3 green-white checkered attempts. See what happens. Got a few people on pit road. John Garrett, Malik Ray, Jason D. Maines, Travis Paul, and Jason Nethery are all on pit road right now. There we see somebody getting his lap back. That's Ron Morse Jr.
Yeah, Ron Morris getting back in this thing. He's an old F&D racer as well. We'll see what he can do.
Yep, and now that he's on the lead lap, he's gonna be back in contention for this thing. It's gonna be hard though, considering he's in 23rd place right now.
So Matthew T. Lee is going to, and Garrett May is going to be under fire here. Wonder what these two are going to do. You think they're going to try to get in line at man on this restart? Or do you think they're going to race each other for this thing?
No. So
I think when we go back green, it's going to be what?
2 to go.
Green, white, checker,
Green, white,
right?
checkered, right. This is the first attempt. Nope. Garrett Maines is going to start on the high side, and immediately he's going to go down to the bottom behind Matthew T. Lee. Or the other way around. Depends on who goes up top and who's up bottom. But if both of those drivers are on the front row, it's going to be vice versa. Let me just say this. The driver on the top here on this restart is going to come down to the bottom and push the driver who was starting on the bottom. Promise, but... I don't know. Anyway. But one thing I'm going to be looking for is maybe if we can see Christian Sanford and Raymond Ridenour II to group up with each other. Alright, so lights on the pace car. They have gone off, so we are going to be going back green here. Yo.
Here it means Matthew Lee. We'll see.
Gonna come down to the wire here. And a lot of it is gonna come down to if they want to be with each other, if they want to be against each other.
Well, pushing is so risky here too, right? With the new draft and the looseness we've seen from a lot of the drivers tonight, it's going to be interesting to see who really pushes the envelope here with that.
Right, I mean, the few attempts that we have seen pushing, it's resulted in an accident or somebody spinning.
Yeah, I don't think we're done wrecking that, man.
You don't?
No.
Alright.
You gotta go for it. You gotta send it. Let's go. We gotta get this thing done. Gotta go win something.
True. True. Here we go. Pace car pulls in. And we're set to go back green here. Ooh. Yep, green flag is out here, back out at Talladega Superspeedway, and immediately Matthew T. Lee goes down to the bottom. Yep.
Yeah, he dipped right down there in front of Garrett Maines, and these guys are all singles filing up behind him.
see. The leader of the high side is Pete Polini.
And it's just a wonder that you know, you don't have more guys trying to get outside here and get something done. It's so weird to see no racing on that outside line at all, or no ability to, I guess.
Right, again, I mean, this has to be, with 2 cautions, the cleanest iSSL Superspeedway race I have ever seen. I mean, last race we saw 3 cautions, but this is not on purpose. They can't get it done on the outside. And final
yeah, it
lap.
just doesn't seem like they can. But you know what? I think if you took 4 or 5 cars and got a good run going, it could happen. I don't think you can do it with 2 cars. I don't think you can do it with 3. You need, like, everybody from Garrett Main's back needs to jump out here and just see what they can do together if they stayed in line.
I don't know. We will see. Oh,
they're wrecking.
Who's that? Ganem. But that doesn't matter. It's the last lap. No caution will come out.
What are they gonna do coming out of 4? Does anyone have a run at all? It doesn't look like anybody's getting any draft at all going here. Oh, they're wrecking behind him though.
That's Christian Sanford. Ooh. They just stay single file across the line.
Man.
Matthew T. Lee gets the win.
Congratulations, Matthew T. Lee, on a dominant performance here at Talladega.
Let's see, I'm trying to think. Did he lead every single lap?
I'm pretty positive, if not every single one, everything but 1 or 2.
Right. Right, I mean, it's the safest place to be where he was. Up front. Here's a look at our finishing order. The Matthew T. Lee takes the dub here at Talladega Superspeedway. Garrett Maines finishes 2nd. Raymond Ridenour, the 2nd, finishes 3rd. Andrew Navarro 4th, and then Colton J. Harvey rounds out your top 5. Heath Snyder 6th. Tyler Gentry 7th. We got Malik Ray finishing 8th behind him. Got Brian Hubble, and then rounding out your top 10, it's Colin Willems. Crystal King finishes 11th. Matthew Baker 12th. Jason D. Maines 13th. Ron Morris Jr. ends up finishing the race in 14th. And then John Garrett rounds out your top 15. John Ernst finishes 16th. Hunter Person 17th. Pete Polini 18th. 19th is going to be William Ganem. And then behind him in 20th, it's Christian Sanford. 21st was Corey L. Taylor. Justin Botello finishes 22nd. Travis Paul 23rd. Chris Whitaker 24th, and then Jason Nethery 25th. You can see in the waiting room we do have all 3 of our top 3 finishers. Start off by pulling in Raymond Ridenour. Hey Raymond, this is Atlee and Joe in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Hello?
Hello. Yep, we got you loud and clear. Well, started the race on the pole, and we saw the 04 and the 2 group up and get in front of you, and then it was just pretty much single file from then. Y'all stayed the same across the line, but I mean, just give us a little recap. I mean, what happened from your point of view here at Talladega?
It's this new draft model. It's pretty much follow the leader. If you get out of line, you're going to the back. So there was pretty much no opportunity for passing, so I just stayed down the bottom and hoped for top 5.
Now, Ray, if you had 3, 4 guys behind you that would have jumped out with you, could you have done anything? I haven't had a chance to actually hit the super speedways yet with the new draft model, but I know it looked from what we saw here like you couldn't really get a run going.
Maybe at the last turn, but it dies out so quick up top. It's very hard.
Dang, well, still awesome performance. Top 3 is a top 3. Any sponsors or shout outs you'd like to thank before I let you go?
Like to thank my sponsor, Lucky Dogs, Fort Worth Screen Printing, you guys for doing a heck of a broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, we have fun doing it. Awesome race, and congratulations on third place, and hopefully we'll see another good performance next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Go ahead and pull in second place, Garrett Maines. Hey, Garrett, this is Atlee and Joe in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, you started the race in third place, and you were able to quickly make your way up to second, and you and just Matthew, you stayed up there up front the entire race, and finished the race one in front of the other. But I mean, just give us a little recap of what happened here at Talladega from your point of view.
Oh man, it was an intense battle for the lead for 30 laps, just bumper to bumper, absolutely nothing anybody could do. But once we got in position there, I knew when Matt got the lead on that caution that we were going to be sitting pretty. I was really hoping the caution didn't come out because I think me, Matt, and Andrew all would have been clear, and we could have got a 1-2-3. But I mean, I'm not going to complain. 1-2-4 is fine, and we had a really, really strong run there. Absolutely impossible, basically, to pass by yourself in this. So it was really good to have someone to work with, and once we were up there, is just kind of, the risk versus reward of making the pass clearly was not something that anybody in the top 5 was willing to risk. So it worked out for us, and congrats to Matt on getting it again.
If 4 of those guys jumped out behind you and left you 2 alone there at the end, would they have had a chance to get around you, or do you think that outside line stalls out so bad still that they didn't have a chance?
Well, this is my first race on it. I didn't even have but like 3 laps of practice for this package, and it is a totally different beast. So I don't actually know the answer to that question. I feel like we would have been okay because I think we had an insurance policy for, if anybody hopped out, we would have had, Andrew in 4th there that could have been, a side draft and then get in line with us, and we might have been able to make a 3-car tandem work. But from what I've heard, it's really difficult to make something happen. So I felt like we were in a safe position, and it looked like it was going to work out regardless. But it was a lot of fun, actually. But at the same time, I'm sure it was boring to some at the front. It was so hard to make a move, but it felt like it was like you have to plan 5 steps ahead. So that part was, entertaining, having to plan out your moves. You saw it at the beginning. Like, we had to pass Raymond. And the way that all worked out with everybody side drafting and stuff, the package can be fun. Just once we got single file, nobody was willing to take that risk.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on second place. Any shout outs or sponsors you'd like to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, I got to thank OfferPad, Smithfield, ComServe, Linux, Swag, everybody over at ESC for all the hard work they've been putting in this week on the Atlanta car for Coke. I really appreciate everybody over there. It's been pouring their time into it. Hopefully we can have a good showing this week and break the bad luck streak.
Well, congratulations on the second place finish, and hopefully we'll see another good performance next week in the iSSL Superspeedway Series, and good luck in the NASCAR Coca-Cola Series.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, and then let's go ahead and pull in winner Matthew Cheeley. Hey, Matthew, this is Atlee and Joe in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, buddy?
Well, you started a race in second place and immediately jumped out front, and then from there, I mean, you and Garrett dominated up front. We saw a couple cautions, but that didn't stop y'all, and in the end, ended up coming out on top. We saw the new draft package come into play, but I mean, in your opinion, just give us a little rundown of what happened here at Talladega from your point of view.
Yeah, it didn't seem like once you got out front, you could kind of just keep it there unless you built up a big run and had some help from behind. Once we got by Ray there and that caution come out, it pretty much lined us up as a team on the bottom and seemed to be about all it wrote.
Yeah, it was a dominant performance there for you, Matthew, at the front, and I'll ask you the same thing I asked Garrett, and it's, if 3 or 4 of those guys teamed up behind you and got outside of you too, would you guys have been able to stick with on the low side? Do you think that the high side has momentum if you have enough guys pushing proper?
That's something we really don't know yet. I think if you've got enough guys around the top, eventually the momentum might take over. But it just, when you got enough guys on the bottom that want to stay lined up and work together, I mean, the outside lines definitely got their work cut out.
Well, still, a win's a win. And any shout outs or sponsors you'd like to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, first of all, I really want to thank Ian for putting on this league. It's been a lot of fun. You guys for the broadcast, GTR simulators, CG chassis, Phantom Racing, Maconi Setup Shop, Garrett for all the help lately. It's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll see another good performance next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, guys.
That is going to wrap it up here with the iSSL Superspeedway Series. Thank you, everyone, for watching this broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as we are on the road to 2,000 followers on Facebook and 1,000 on Twitch and YouTube, so make sure to do that. And then also check us out on Twitter. I still got a question up. What is your favorite iRacing track and car combo? Make sure to tell me what is your favorite iRacing track car track combo. I'm interested in hearing what is it, so make sure to check us out on the Twitter, and hopefully you have a great rest of your night. I'm Atman Weiss, and on behalf of the whole Intensity Broadcasting team, thank you so much for watching, and please join us next time. Over and out.